It's amazing to me how often I'm told, oh, you see things in terms of left and right. Yes, I do. Why wouldn't I? If you have a good argument against it, call me. If you don't see positions in terms of left and right, tell me how you do see positions in terms of what? You don't think that left and right differ? You don't think that left and right are dispositive in the way they ultimately have people take positions? What do you think it is about? And it's not taught this way. You see, here's an example. Our schools, by and large, especially our universities, try to bring people to the left, but they don't admit it. Christian schools admit that they want to produce believing Christians, but leftist schools don't admit that they want to produce believing leftists. That's why what I am saying on this Ultimate Issues Hour is new. Unfortunately, it shouldn't be, but it is. 877-243-7776, 1-8-PRAGER-776. Take your calls and more arguments on behalf of this thesis when we come back.
It's Dennis Prager on Hawaii's new choice for intelligent talk. AM 690 KHNR.
Hi, everybody. Dennis Prager here. This is the Ultimate Issues Hour, and I am offering for you a major thesis which will help you understand life much better. Certainly life in the Western, well, not just the Western world, in the world since the early 1800s when Karl Marx wrote, until today, and the healthcare issue. And that is that there is a competing ideology that has every aspect, virtually every aspect of religion. Doesn't necessarily have a transcendent God, but so what? People die for it, kill for it, just as they would for a God-based religion, devote their lives to it. One of the most famous books of the 20th century, The God That Failed, was what happened when people on the left saw that Stalin made a pact with Hitler and realized that their God, the God in that case of Marxism, communism, had failed. But you don't have to go that far left for the left to be a competing religion. And it is. And for Nancy Pelosi, left-wing beliefs, and this is not said as a criticism, it's purely descriptive. I don't agree with her beliefs, but that's beside the point. For Nancy Pelosi, left-wing beliefs are as strong as Catholic beliefs are for the Pope. They are not one whit weaker. And by the way, I believe if she were asked that, she would agree with that. She would say that her belief in expansive government to ensure equality is as deep to her as any Christian belief is to a Christian. And by the way, it doesn't. And she may well be a believing Christian as well. But that's her theology. Her values are left. Her theology is Christian. That's not uncommon. I was saying right before the break that one of the reasons people don't realize this is because you don't have the organized left world like you have an organized Christian world or Jewish world or Muslim world. So that the universities, which are in fact overwhelmingly left-wing seminaries, don't advertise themselves as such. See, that my annoyance with the university is in large measure that it doesn't honestly tell you what it wants to do, which is to produce a believing leftist. If it said that, I would have much less problem. See, a Christian seminary or a Jewish seminary says, look, we want to produce believing Christians or believing Jews, respectively. But your local political science department, sociology department, Department of English, Women's Studies Department, they don't admit that they want to produce believing leftists. That's what they do want to produce. They're taught by believing leftists with leftist texts, but they don't admit that they want to produce believing leftists. And therefore, it's difficult for people to fully realize that this is it's a competing ideology. It just is. Every bit as much as Christianity, Judaism, or Judeo-Christian values, Islam, or any other religion. All righty, let's go to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Jerry. Hello, Jerry. Dennis Prager.
Hi, Dennis. I have to disagree with you. I'm on the left, and in particular, I'm a humanist, and to me, that is not analogous to a religion. Humanism, or even to the left, they're born out of Enlightenment, and that has taught basic philosophy is that things should be examined, critically examined, that people should use reason. That's in contrast to the idea of something sacred, especially in religion.
Yeah, but people on the left have sacred beliefs. The belief in an expansive government ensuring human equality, the belief in same-sex marriage, the belief in opposition to capital punishment, these are held with identical passion to what a religious believer would hold.
Now, I believe that they're based because of reason. Because
wait, Jerry, what they're based on is of no interest to me. That's a fascinating question, but it has nothing to do with my thesis. I'm talking about the convict. Jerry,
that proves your thesis is false.
No, it doesn't prove my thesis is false. The conviction that you derive out of what you regard as reason is held with the same degree that I hold my position, which is opposite of yours. That's all.
But even the usage of reason says you can examine your belief and see if it's correct. I can examine my belief.
All right, if you believe that the left examine their beliefs more than people on the right, then you are truly a true believer. Can you? I'm curious. What is the examination that has been done on the left vis-a-vis the right of an unborn to life?
Well, there's people on the left who have opposition to abortion.
Yes, you're right. You're right. They're about 1%. I agree with you. There are about 1%. But if I'm going to deal with the tiny, insignificant percentage of people who don't hold their doctrine, then there are no doctrines. There are Jews who dissent. There are Christians who dissent. There are leftists who dissent.
But I think if you look at the philosophy, Dennis, of the left, or of humanism, what it advocates is people to examine the beliefs. In religion, often the opposite. Beliefs are held so sacred that they're held on faith, not held reason.
Okay, fine. In practice, I believe that at least as many religious people examine their beliefs as humanists do. In practice, in theory, theory is very difficult to debate. In practice, on stem cell, on creating embryos for stem cell research, George W. Bush had a far more nuanced and intellectually compelling position than Barack Obama. Read Charles Krauthammer, who was paralyzed from the neck down on this particular issue. He really summarized it beautifully. How much far more sophisticated thought George Bush had given this issue than Barack Obama. Okay, let's go to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and Kathleen. Hello, Kathleen. Dennis Prager.
Hello, Mr. Prager. Forgive me, I'll have to make this quick. I'm on my lunch break. My dad and I have actually discussed this for quite a long time, and what we've come to see is that leftism is Christianity without the Judeo-Christian God.
God forbid that it would be. I don't think. Why do you think that? I mean, how does Christianity? How would Christianity be pro-choice, for example?
Well, no, because they believe in a lot of the same things. They believe in, like you've said before, it's compassion and equality above truth and true love. Because loving somebody sometimes means saying no. They don't say no. They have Christianity. They're compassionate. They want to feed people. They want to make sure everybody has health care. They want to make sure everybody has a place to live.
Yeah, but most Christians in America, the more seriously one believes in Christianity, and by serious I mean believes in divine scripture as opposed to man-made scripture, the more opposed to the left one becomes.